Welcome. My name is Nicole, and this practice is all designed to help us dispel negative energy. And it's kind of holiday time where I am right now. We just had our American Thanksgiving. And getting together with a family and loved ones is always great, but it always comes with, especially in such hectic times, we're already stressed out, and then you gotta get the food and be with everybody, and so maybe you feel like it was a little bit rough, and you have some tensions that you need to let go of now. So that's kind of what this practice is about. So how do we do that? How are we gonna work on that? Well, we are by breathing, by intention, by a little guided meditation, by moving our bodies and centering our core. So I hope that you enjoy this practice, and we are going to begin standing. May not be the best for a complete beginner, but I will try to offer modifications as we go along. Go ahead and grab a couple blocks if you'd like, and we're going to begin standing at the top of our mat. Okay, so as we stand, we want to think about our base, our feet first, and firmly root down. Lift your toes, spread them and lower them. Lift up through the center. Get a little taller in the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Open the palms. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. In through the nose. And out through the nose. And then go ahead and bring your hands to your heart center. Press the palms together. And our intention here for this class is to let go of negative energy or the energy in our lives that is not serving us. And then go ahead and drop your hands and bring fingertips to your shoulders. Little bend in the knees. You can widen the legs if you like a little bit here. And we're gonna twist through the spine only. So keep your hips and turn your head, turning your head as well. And you can go real slow. We're just heating up our core here, lighting our fire, burning up some of that nonsense. Or you can go fast. Just keep at it. I'm gonna be here for a little bit. Make sure you're breathing. And slow it down. And come to neutral. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Make sure there's a little bend in your knee. And exhaling out through your nose. Step the feet in a little bit more. Inhale, arms overhead. Grab your left wrist and tip to the right. Maybe look up under your arm here or down if your neck's bothering you. And pull. Breathing in and out. And then inhale, come up. And the other arm, lengthen it high and then tip to the left. And come on up. Hands to heart center. And then drop them once more. Raise them up. Little back bend here. And then bend your knees as you come down for a forward fold. Grab opposing elbows. Rest your torso on your thighs. And just hang here. Ragdoll. Maybe sway side to side. And then inhale, halfway look up. And we're gonna step out into plank. So we're here in plank, lift up through the core, the center, through the back of the heart. Really press down through your hands. Lower the knees if you need to. And then we're gonna lower all the way down, lifting those shoulders. Roll them, lift the hands and inhale into baby cobra, no arms. Breathe in. Press down with your back toes. And then lower. Breathe in. And out. And then curl the back toes under. Inhale into plank. And then we're gonna press into downward dog. And downward dog. Bend your knees, a whole bunch. Look between your hands. Check them out. Are they bright? Fingers spread, active. Press down even more. Lift your booty high to the sky. And then when you have all that, drop your head and then slowly work towards heels to the floor. And breathe into the back of the heart. And out. One more round of breath in. And out. Raise your left leg high to the sky. And then lift up on the ball of the back foot. Start to shift forward. And bring that left foot forward between your hands. Drop the back foot. Toes about the long edge of the mat. Warrior two. Breathing in and out. And then we're gonna shift into Skandasana at the back of our mat. Take a breath in here. You can always stay up higher on blocks if you need to, or just stay up higher. And then we're gonna reach this arm out to the side and open the left hand high. Breathe. And then come back. We're going to shift to the other side. Take a breath here. Heels digging down into the mat. And slightly pulling back into my center to help activate my hamstring. A little micro bend in the knee. We're gonna reach this left arm in front of that left shin and out to the side. And then open our right palm high. And breathing in and out. And then come back, and we're going to shift now side to side. So inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Last round. And exhale, and exhale. Now we're going to come back into warrior two. And here, I'm going to point the toes so that they're facing the long edge of the mat. And now turn your heels in and squat down, goddess pose. And squeeze the heels together to get a little lift. And then exhale, press them away. And breathe. And now inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, lower. Inhale, straighten. And lower. Burning off a little bit more of that nonsense. We don't need it anymore. Just burn it up. Let it go. One more nice deep round, and then squeeze, straighten. And now we're gonna come into warrior two, the back edge with the right leg in front. Breathing in and out, thighs rolling out. You can see my big toe. And we're gonna shift into Skandasana. Once more, breathing in and out. To the other side. Remember to press the heel firmly, pull it in. And back to the other side. And here, you can reach out again, like this. Or if you'd like to bind, reach that arm around and grab for your hand behind you. And then come undone. You always use your hands too to shift. And then this will be reaching out and then coming around. Breathe. Now we're gonna shift side to side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, Exhale, and now we're gonna inhale into warrior two. And point the toes towards the center. Draw the heels in, squat down, hands on your thighs here, and we're going to twist. Inhale, and twist the other way, shoulder drops down. Inhale. Inhale, last time. Exhale. And come back up, straighten the legs. We're gonna come back over the front of our mat. We're the front leg here. And then we're gonna drop the knees. And we're gonna come down all the way onto our bellies here. And we're gonna take a minute, set up, and lift one leg, reach it back, set it down, reach the other leg back, set it down. Elbows under shoulders, press down. Give you some lift. Lift and roll the shoulders back, and then pull a little bit more length in your spine. Take a moment, take a breath here. And exhale. And then we're gonna come all the way down, and we're gonna clasp our hands behind our back, or we're gonna lay our palms face up. Either way, roll the shoulders up and back, and then on the inhale, lift and lift the toes. And breathe to our locust. One more breath in. And then lower. Take a deep breath into your belly. And then release. Okay, so we're gonna do that again, or if you'd like to take upward bow, and we can do that as well. So, the first variation, we'll reach around, grab for your feet, your ankles, and then roll those shoulders up and back, and then the inhale, lift, and if you're doing the bow, kick into your hands, lift your chest, and breathe in and out. One more deep breath. And then lower all the way down. Excellent work. Breathing deeply. And come on up. And now we're going to do our upward facing dog. So you can either stick with one of the other two variations or cobra no arms. But otherwise, you take the hands a little bit further back here. Make sure our spine's still nice and long. And then inhale, roll the shoulders up and back. And then upward facing, you lift everything. Okay, Kiwi. So, okay, well, you can't see, but so your knees lift, everything lifts. So now just my feet and my hands are touching the earth, and my collarbones are bright. There you go. I love them. Take one more breath here again and lift. And then exhale. into downward facing dog. Lifting high, booty high to the sky. Pressing firmly through the hands. A little tilt on the pelvis. And lastly, dropping the heels. Breathe in and out. Now lift your right leg high to the sky. Point those toes. Now open your right hip, boy dog. And now we're going to prepare for wild thing. So your front left hand, pivot it out a little bit so that it's like out a little bit. And then we're going to very slowly start to pivot and let the right hand come up. And slowly, slowly. And then drop it down. And then open up into wild thing. The slower you work that drop down, the more control, because I know it's super hard at first, so not just let your leg fall down, but it'll be worth it in the long run. All right, come back, and then we're gonna pivot back around, press back into downward dog, even out our bodies here. Breathe in and out. We're going to prepare for the right side. So turn that, so lift the left leg high to the sky. Point those toes. Open your hip for boy dog. Turn that right hand out a little bit. And then start to come forward and shift the weight into the right and right hand and right foot. And slowly start to just turn open, working it. And then drop that foot and open into wild thing. Just kind of like a back bend, side opener. Either way, it's beautiful. And then come on out, press back into downward dog, and then drop the knees, open them, and come into child's pose. Press the forehead to the floor, and take a few breaths. All right, go ahead and inhale your way back up. Now we're gonna do some plow, shoulder stand work. If you're like, no, I'm not doing that, that's great. Don't worry, you don't have to. So I'm gonna show you a little modification if you don't want to do these next few things. So just lift up, kind of set your sacrum on here evenly on this block, and then legs to the sky. Okay, so this is where you're going to be resting and breathing, or if you prefer to just put your legs up a wall, that is wonderful too. And then the rest of us, we're gonna work on our plow, and we're gonna work on our shoulder stand. So to begin, get comfy. I think, it's always important. You feel even and long to begin with. Don't want to go into something all crunched up. Lift the legs. Hands down. Press down through the hands to help lift your legs up and overhead. And then you may just want to stay here. Or you can support, maybe your feet don't touch, and maybe you support like this. Either way, don't be turning your head a whole bunch. So maybe just view this first and then give it a try. And then for our shoulder stand, or you want to kind of roll these shoulder blades under a little bit more. The higher up you can get, the better. And then lift. And point those toes, and then you can do one at a time as well. Inhale, and exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then maybe come back into plow and drop the knees around the ears. Breathing. And then to come out, I'm just gonna roll, hands down, roll out. Beautiful. Take a moment here, breathe in and out. And then we're gonna do a counter pose. So spread the legs long in front of you. And then just go ahead and come up. And then elbows under shoulders. Lift through the heart. And then with control in the neck, look back. Breathe. And then lower down. And then from here, go ahead, and if you have a strap or belt, it could be helpful. But otherwise, raise your right leg high to the sky and lower out that left foot. Really split the energy between the two. And I'm using my hand, or if you have a belt, to pull that right hip down into the earth. And breathing. And then switch. And cactus your right arm and draw this right leg across the body now. Nice IT band stretch. And come up and drop that foot. We're gonna switch sides. So now raise that left leg high and split out the energy between the legs here. Floint or press your heel to the sky. Really pulling down, drawing that hip down into the earth. And then switch grips. And bring that right foot across the body. Cactus that left arm. And breathe. And come back up in that knee. And we're gonna roll on up here. And we're gonna Do a little Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together, press them together, lift up behind you, lift your heart up, maybe scoot forward more, and then keep the edges of your feet firmly pressing together, but let the rest open. And then lift your heart, lift your chin, breathe in. And then exhale, wave forward. Inhale into the back of the heart. Coming up, lifting the chin, and then rolling forward. Last round. And stay and breathe here. And inhale, come on up. Go ahead and bring the feet out in front of you. Press your hands down firmly. Lift up. And then we're going to come forward. Chin lifted. Come as much forward as you can and get as much length in the spine as you can. And then go ahead and drop the head. And breathe in. Long breaths up the spine and down the spine. And then inhale. Come on up. Cross your right leg over your left. I'm going to do a little seated twist here. You can always leave this out as well. Right arm behind me. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Inhale, length. And then twist. Grasping. And then looking over my right shoulder. Breathing in. And exhale. He's my oldest. I've had him the longest. It's Money. And then come undone. A little counter twist off the other way. And then we're going to switch sides. Lean back. Sit up tall. Left arm is behind me now. Inhaling my right hand high. And then twisting. And then getting long again in the spine. And breathing in length. And exhale. Let me twist a little more. And then come back. Go off the other way. Beautiful. Now let's bring just our left leg out in front of us. And we're going to bring our right sole of our foot in. And we're going to use our hands and our core. So it's not overly, you don't want to yank into it. So just turn over that front foot and then fold over. So it's a little twist and fold. You should feel nice long stretch along the side right here, outer hip, as well as the hamstring. And breathing. And come on up. And we're gonna switch sides. So go ahead and draw the left foot in and extend the right foot. And using our hands, a little turning of the torso. And over our right, and then fold on over. And then with all forward folds, remember to get long, long in the spine. Usually lifting your chin helps. And then folding when you cannot get any longer. And then inhale, come on up. And we're gonna do logs of fire. So let's set up here. So let our left leg in front on the bottom, and it's not all the way in, it's out some, and then I'm gonna set my right foot over. And so here's the logs. This is a very intense pose, but a great one for the outsides of your hips to get in there. This is a great place to work it if you're like, ugh. Which, to be quite fair, what most people are. You just are in my class and I love it and I think it's beneficial, so pardon me. But use the block, because I promise you it'll make it better, and then you'll be like, oh, over time it won't be such a thing. But it's interesting here to notice the difference between both sides. So notice this hip. You can press your feet in your hands and your hands in your feet to help activate and help lift you out more, lift your spine more. And then come on up. We'll switch sides. So my right leg is on bottom and left leg is on top. And don't forget, if you keep your feet firmly flexed to help protect your knees. And breathe. Breathe deeply into your sensations into your hip. Tell it it's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's not a big deal. And then come on up out of that. Excellent work. We're gonna prepare to lie back down onto our backs. Go ahead and roll around here just a moment. Maybe windshield wiper your legs side to side. I'm preparing for our final relaxation meditation. Maybe grab the outside edges, a little happy baby. You don't have to roll around if you don't want to. And then drop everything up into a little ball. Tighten all your muscles. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And we can't hold it in your breath any longer. Release. Let it all go. Fall out onto the floor and prepare for Shavasana, final resting pose. You can stay just like this. You can put something under your knees. You can have your knees knocked in. Wherever you are, try to find a place that's gonna allow you the most comfort, allow you to relax. in the most deep way. And then I'm going to sit up and guide you through a little meditation that I hope you find relaxing. As you make yourself comfortable, maybe start by rolling your neck very slowly from side to side, like seaweed dancing in the water, and eventually settling in center. Eyes closing down. You begin to feel deep relaxation settling over you. Consciously allowing all your muscles to unwind and get heavy. Take a deep breath in through the nose and feel the sensation of the air as it moves in and out. Breathing that breath now deeply into the belly, breathing in and out. Every breath a renewal, and every exhale sinking deeper. Now, bring your attention to your face and relax your forehead, cheeks, and jaw. Bring your attention to your whole head and feel it release deeper into the floor. Feel your shoulders, arms, and hands tense and release them. You relax deeper. Your stomach and pelvis tense and release and relax deeper. Right leg, foot, toes, tense, release, and relax deeper. Left leg, foot, toes, tense, release, and relax deeper. Feeling ever so calm, heavy, relaxed. Now let's revisit our original intention to rid ourselves of energy that is no longer serving us. To rid ourselves of energy that is no longer serving us. To rid ourselves of energy that is no longer serving us. Now, imagine that negative energy that inhabits floating around inside of you like a gray cloud of mean girls. Just take a moment and acknowledge the gunk for what it is. A burden you no longer need to carry. Now bring your awareness to your heart center. Imagine precious, colorful crystals, sparkling, shimmering, shooting beams of light straight out of your heart center. You notice just by bringing your attention to your jeweled heart space, it begins to glow brighter, casting larger sparkles and rainbows of light in every direction. In every inhale, they grow brighter. You now notice the gray clouds have begun to dissolve in the radiance of your heart. Every inhale is brighter and more beautiful. And every exhale sinking deeper, watching the gray vanish like smoke clearing. You just continue breathing in radiance until all the gray has gone. Filled with renewed radiance, it's time to return. Notice where your body is touching the earth. Hear the sounds around you. Maybe stretch your arms overhead. And roll to one side or the other. And as you're ready, use your hands to push yourself back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me. I just hope you feel a lot less tension and ready that you can go on with your day, and that you return to this practice if, because it's the holidays. Oh, I don't know. I appreciate you all. Namaste.